Live from downtown Macon, this is WGXA News live on YouTube.
Good evening, Middle Georgia. I'm Amanda Peralta.
I'm Greg Lloyd. Amanda and I thank you for watching WGXA News live at 5:30 on YouTube. The fate of the Macon business is in the hands of a judge who will decide if there are too many instances of violence, drug activity, and shootings at or near M&M grocery store.
We want to know what you think about the government shutting down businesses like M&M Grocery. Do you think they should be allowed to? Scan the QR code on your screen to tell us what you think.
In the meantime, Ira Arena Plunkett spent the entire day in court to find out the decision. She joins us live in the studio to walk us through a timeline of crime spikes on Montpelier Avenue. Irena?
Good evening, Greg. You know, if we take a look at the stats, since 2016, 900 911 emergency calls and several violent crimes have happened by the M&M grocery store. It's that alarming frequency that's caught the attention of county leaders who call the business a crime magnet.
A quick search on our website of 2760 Montpelier Ave will tell you all you need to know. 75 cases of homicides, car thefts, stabbings, shootings, and the ongoing sale of drugs at or by M&M grocery store. They're statistics that the Superior Court first debated last year on whether or not to shut down shop. Now the decision is back. Quick to admit surveillance video of loiterers selling and stashing drugs, shootings, and convicted felons flashing AK-47s. Labeling M&M as an open-air drug market, Sergeant Smith pointed to 75% of the surrounding crime starting at or by M&M, oftentimes ignored by employees who failed to call law enforcement. Defense attorney Brian Gerard firing back, arguing it's not the responsibility of private citizens to stop crime on their property, especially with deputies who aren't responding in the area.
A number of these shot spotter instances don't actually occur on the premises of M&M, do they? I understand that, but I said a number of them don't occur on my client's premises, do they?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct?
Yes, sir, that's
okay. What are my clients supposed to do to address gunfire off of their premises?
Calling out the one citation given last year by deputies for loitering at M&M, Attorney Gerard says Judge Mincy's decision could set the precedent for private businesses in Macon and county leaders who want to close their doors.
It's problematic to shut down private business based on an inadequacy of policing and to allow criminal activity to force law-abiding citizens out of business.
Now, after 6 long hours of deliberation, Judge Mincy said he would take some time to write down his final decision on whether or not to keep M&M's doors open. Now, of course, we'll bring you that decision as it comes down to us. For now, though, reporting live in studio, Irena Plunkett, WGXA News.
Thank you so much, Irena. And here's what you at home are saying about the government shutting down businesses. Now, 56% are saying that yes, the government should be able to close down a business for certain reasons like those stated. And 44% are saying
According to WGXA News Archives, the Cobb County Police Department reported they were alerted to an alleged sexual battery that evening. The incident happened at the Renaissance Atlanta Waverly, a hotel and convention center in Atlanta. After investigation and police interviews with multiple witnesses, an arrest warrant was issued January 28, 2022, and Cootie was arrested February 4th but made bail the same day. Cootie has declined any interview requests regarding the case since his arrest. Neither Cootie nor his attorney appeared in court today. His next scheduled court appearance is August 17th. Reporting in Marietta, Brianna Cook, WGXA News.
And a Georgia grand jury will soon consider whether to indict 6 former deputies accused of killing an inmate within 24 hours of being locked up.
We want to warn you that some viewers may find this video very disturbing. The Clayton County District Attorney is seeking answers related to the November 2022 death of Terry Lee Thurman.
Surveillance footage shows officers trying to keep Thurman from falling from the 2nd floor of the jail. After a violent struggle, though, Thurman died.
He was arrested just one day earlier for criminal trespassing at the airport. The DA says the case will go to the grand jury in the coming weeks, likely by the end of June.
The man behind the wheel during a fatal wreck in 2022 is now behind bars. Bibb County deputies say Kyle Patterson was drunk when he hit and killed 20-year-old Hamandoun Diallo on I-75 South near the Pierce Avenue exit in November. According to court documents, Patterson's blood alcohol content was 0.26. That's more than 3 times the legal limit. Patterson was in critical condition after the wreck, but now faces DUI and vehicular homicide charges.
Well, more rain and storms across the mid-state today that could still bring the risk of flooding.
Yes, but meteorologist Ryan Miranda joins us live from the Weather Center with the latest details and hopefully some good news for us, Ryan.
Yeah, exactly, Greg, Amanda. We are still tracking the showers and storms today. They're not as widespread as they were yesterday, but we still have some of those pop-up showers and storms, and we do have one severe thunder of our viewing area, but we're keeping an eye on it. So here are the showers right now, mostly south and east of Macon. Not everyone is seeing the rain, but we are getting a few of these heavy downpours and embedded frequent lightning strikes as well. So here's that severe thunderstorm warning just south of Sumter and Crisp County. We will continue to watch this if it holds together, if it moves into some of these counties over the next few minutes. But really what we're keeping an eye on, the dew points are in the 70s right now, that measure of moisture in the atmosphere. This is that tropical air mass. So anytime you get one of those heavy downpours, it can drop a lot of rain in a fast amount of time that could cause some of that localized flooding really throughout Friday afternoon and into the evening. A live look out over Mercer University with our Wilson Bright Heating and Air Skycast Network. Not currently raining here, but it definitely is feeling rather humid outside, currently 85 degrees. So that flood watch does stay into effect until Friday at 8 p.m. But what that means for the weekend, I'll break it all down coming up in your full forecast. Greg, Amanda.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. It's a great time to download the WGXA weather app. Ryan is back shortly with your 10-day forecast.
Well, one local police force is spending their summer working to bridge the gap with the community.
Today, Fort Valley Police Department held their annual Black and Blue Community Brunch. Our Carlos Stevens was there and joins us live from Fort Valley. And Carlos, Amanda and I understand you spoke with the police chief, and what did he tell you?
Guys, that's correct. He says often when it comes to the community and police that people only see the negative, but he hopes today's event will change that narrative. Music, food, and games were all a part of Fort Valley's Black and Blue Community Brunch Thursday morning. The goal for the event is to build a better relationship between police and the community. Caleb Jefferson works with the youth in Fort Valley. He thinks events like today helps children see cops from a different perspective.
I'm glad they can see these positive images and positive roles.
Fort Valley Police Chief Anson Evans says he's not only looking to build relationships, but hopes this will create a hunger for the youth.
I started looking for police officers when they're 7 years old and raising them up because we have to groom them to be what we need to be. And with how society is today, a lot more kids need men as well as parents.
Parents that will help steer children in the right direction and away from violence. Evans wants the youth to know it's not about thinking you're tougher than your peers.
It's about this right here and this right here. You got to be able to think and you got to be able to talk to people.
Jefferson is glad to know that officers in his community are meeting the kids where they are and not waiting.
I believe it's very important for the law enforcement to be with the youth because as they get older, I believe those values that was with them as a child and in their youth, they will stick true to them.
Evans added that they will be hosting their against violence program in the coming, their youth against violence program in the coming weeks. For more information on that, you can just call the Fort Valley Police and they'll give you more information. For now, we're live here in Fort Valley. I'm Carlos Stevens, WGXA News, guys.
And a new update to a story we brought to you last week. Crawford County Planning and Zoning advancing plans for a rock quarry and community continue. Crawford County say Planning and Zoning did not listen to the majority of those it serves.
They also say the Planning and Zoning advisors seem to actually push for the approval. Many fear the board choose to push along the quarry after only viewing a presentation from the people aiming to make a profit. And they say they hope at the next meeting the Board of Commissioners will choose to stop a quarry from coming to Crawford County.
We hope that the members of the Board of Commissioners is aware and taking into account all that can happen to all the residents. What is Crawford County now and what you represent in each of your districts? What would happen to Crawford County and to the residents and to the land and natural resources?
The next meeting on the proposed quarry is July 18th when the issue goes before the county commissioners.
And new details coming out about the impact from a facility fire in Dodge County. County emergency management leaders have confirmed that chemicals and other debris have escaped containment and flowed onto the ground outside the facility. Aerospace company Valence Surface Technologies confirms that the water to put out the fire caused an overflow in the impacted tanks. Company leaders say they believe there was no harm to life and no apparent harm to the environment. Those environmental concerns remain under investigation. Well, continuing coverage tonight nationwide, it's no secret to parents that childcare is extremely expensive. Are you at home struggling to pay for childcare? Scan this QR code and let us know.
And while you're doing that, Angela Brown breaks down the report that shows just how expensive childcare is.
The numbers are simply stunning. A new report revealing childcare costs have gone up 220% since 1990, outpacing inflation. The 2023 Kids Count Data Book revealing what most parents already know. Childcare costs crippling families financially. Reporting the average American family is now spending $10,600 for one child for childcare in 2021. Struggling parents turning to the Child Care Law Center for answers.
What are mothers telling you?
Mothers are telling us that it's impossible to afford childcare as well as housing, rent.
The Kids Count Data Book breaks down affordability by state or region. Washington, D.C., the highest center-based childcare cost for a toddler, over $24,000. And West Virginia at nearly $8,000. But both areas are facing similar challenges.
There's not enough staff. There's not enough childcare centers. We need to grow and we need to meet the demand.
Finding a fix to make childcare more affordable is challenging. Groups like the Child Care Law Center are pushing Congress.
Is there one law that you're targeting right now?
One law we're trying to pass right now is called the Child Care for Working Families Act. It's in Congress.
Here's that bill. It includes capping the cost of child care at 7% of income and offering subsidies to raise wages for child care workers. A 2022 poll from First 5 Years Fund found that nearly 3 in 5 Republican voters and 4 in 5 Democratic voters agree the federal government needs to take action. The question for many is how to do it and who pays for it. In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
So far, here's what you're saying at home about the cost of childcare. 70% saying yes, that's in keeping with nationwide findings, while 30% say no. You still have a chance to have your say. Just scan the QR code right now and participate in our interactive poll. Well, things are getting hot in the House. Speaker Kevin McCarthy had to short circuit an impeachment push aimed at President Biden, leading to an animated showdown on the House floor between two GOP members.
After that ruckus, Democrats try to shout down the censure of one of their members, Congressman Adam Schiff. All of it highlighting what a highly politicized time we're in. Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
that the House of...
It's been a rowdy 24 hours in the House of Representatives, and it looks like things are just getting started.
I have all night.
First, the House censured Congressman Adam Schiff Wednesday, saying he abused his power when he led the investigation of former President Donald Trump.
We watched what Adam Schiff did to the country by lying, not having any proof, and taking the country through.
But as the California Democrat headed to the well of the House for a rebuke, he was met by members of his own party chanting his name.
They go after people they think are effective.
House Republicans may not stop with Schiff. Several conservatives want to impeach President Biden and some of his cabinet secretaries. In fact, 2 GOP members got in this tense exchange over whose presidential impeachment resolution would make it to the floor first. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert used a procedural move to pull ahead of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Boebert says that Mr. Biden should be impeached for how he's handled immigration.
I called up my privileged resolution and forced people to make tough decisions.
They have a policy disagreement with President Biden, and their first impulse isn't, let's pass an immigration bill. Their first impulse is to impeach him.
Thursday afternoon, the House voted to send the impeachment resolution to 2 committees for a formal investigation, but it's a long shot, unlikely to ever make it out of the Senate. In Washington, Caroline Shively, WGXA News.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is laying down the groundwork today for regulating artificial intelligence. He's calling it the Safe Innovation Framework for AI. And according to the New York Democrat, it outlines ways to protect, expand, and harness the technology's potential. The plan will begin with a speaker series involving experts from the tech industry, and then the Senate will craft bills reflecting those discussions.
Success is not guaranteed. AI is unlike anything we've dealt with before, and it's difficult. But even if we can find some solutions and create a degree of consensus to deal with some of AI's many challenges, we got to pursue it.
Schumer's comments come one day after a bipartisan group of lawmakers proposed a 20-member commission to explore AI regulation.
The 5 passengers on the Titanic-bound submersible are believed to be dead and the craft imploded. The U.S. Coast Guard says after 72 hours of searching, crews found the tail cone of the Titan submersible roughly 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic on the seafloor. Once they found the pressure chamber and other debris, they immediately notified the families of those on board.
On behalf of the United States Coast Guard and the entire Unified Command, I offer my deepest condolences to the families.
Officials say it's too early to tell when the Titan imploded or if it occurred right when the craft lost contact. They also don't know how or why it happened. The noises heard during the search were found to be unrelated to the submersible. Now, crews are still surveying the debris field.
To be an active week weather-wise. Currently raining right now over Dublin, but it's Thursday night, so let's look ahead at the weekend. It is looking much better. On Saturday, mostly sunny. Finally, that pesky upper level low moves out of here, but it's hot and humid, 91 degrees. And the same thing for Sunday, mostly sunny, turning even warmer, but it's very seasonable for June standards, 93 degrees. So finally some drier weather ahead. Currently though, 85 degrees in Macon, 82 in Forsyth, currently 79 in Cochrane, 84 in Eastman, and 75 degrees down in Cordele. So some nicer weather is on the way, but not before this upper level low finally moves out of here. It is beginning to retrograde further to the north as the weak high pressure way up towards Canada is beginning to decrease as well. But we still do have some showers and storms that we're tracking right now, mostly south and east of Macon. Not everyone is seeing the rain, but we've got kind of this cluster of some pop-up showers and storms that are firing up down over at Dublin right now, Cochrane and into Dodge County. Also, there is one severe thunderstorm warned storm that's just south of Sumter and Crisp County. We'll continue to watch this as the storm is pushing up to the north and east if that comes into our viewing area. But for the rest of tonight, a few of those showers and storms around. Tomorrow, we will still have that low pressure that begins to depart, but I think we still will have a few pop-up storms, still not as active as today, but a few of them begin to firing up. And then by the weekend, it's fully out of here. But really what's not going to be gone is the humidity. It's still going to be very humid straight through the weekend, especially heading back to work on next week. Next Tuesday, we could be nearing that sweltering summer heat and humidity. So that's really going to be in place even after this low begins to move out. So for the rest of this night, a few thunderstorms around, overnight low right around 67 degrees. And planning your day tomorrow, we'll have that mixture of sun and clouds, 69 degrees at 7 o'clock. A few of those isolated and scattered storms popping up by the afternoon, not as widespread as really today or yesterday. The high 88 degrees. But again, a few of those storms could produce some heavy downpours or some localized flash flooding with dew points in the 70s. We can get a lot of rain that's falling in a short amount of time. And a quick update on the tropics. We still have Tropical Storm Brett here, which is about to impact the Lesser Antilles. Could bring some heavy rain for them or even possibly some storm surge. But this is going to be pushing through the Caribbean as it's weakening. And we also have Tropical Depression 4, which will likely become Cindy over the next 12 hours or so. And this will be pushing north as it weakens into the weekend. Back here at home, though, for your 10-day forecast. Tomorrow's really the last day of the scattered rainstorms around from that pesky upper level low. 88 degrees for your Friday, and then it's looking much better for the weekend. Hot and humid, though, very seasonable for June standards. 91 on Saturday, 93 again on Sunday with a lot more sunshine. As we get back to work next week, the humidity really starts to ramp up, and we aren't going to let go of the heat. So we really are still going to have some sort of rain chances each and every day, but it's going to be that very pop-up showers and storms, not really able to track. Maybe you'll see one, maybe you don't. 90 degrees on Monday. Tuesday, hot and humid, 92. Wednesday, continue that heat, 94 degrees, and even more heat for next Thursday, 94 degrees. The average high for this time of year is 92. So lastly, here's your Harrison's Body Shop Fish and Game forecast. Peaks at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary Thigpen. I'm here again today at the Bibb County Animal Services, and I'm joined again today with Elvin and Audrey. And you see, we've got someone full of energy we want to talk to you about today. Who is this, Elvin?
Well, this is Ivy. She's about 11 months old. She's a black brindle unknown mix, and she's about 47 pounds. Very high energy, but very, very sweet. Dog friendly, people friendly. She just loves everybody.
And you heard very young, about 11 months old. And what breed again did you say, Elvin?
It's an unknown mix.
Unknown.
Most likely some kind of lab pit mix. But yeah, she's just a very sweet girl.
She is a sweet girl. You can see that. She loves attention. She loves to be rubbed. She also can have energy at times. You saw her jump on me. So listen, if you want a very sweet someone to join your family, this could be your addition to the family. Alvin, how would they go about adopting them?
They can go ahead and give me a call at 478-972-4975, and they could also reach us through Facebook.
All right, let's go ahead and take care of that today and find her a good home. And thank you so much again, Elvin and Audrey.
Well, toy maker Hasbro is bringing back the Furby again. Hasbro reintroduced the bug-eyed, gibberish-talking fur ball with a launch on Amazon Thursday to mark the toy's milestone anniversary. It hit stores nationwide July 15th, and that could be good news or bad news depending on who you ask. The 1990s animatronic toy phenomenon was cute to some kids, but a source of great frustration to a lot of parents. It did not have an off button and would randomly wake up from a silent slumber at all times of day and night and start talking. The new Furby is still noisy, speaks gibberish, and dances. It only costs $70, and Furby was first introduced in 1998. Then in 2016, Hasbro launched a version called Furby Connect that included an off button. I never had a Furby, and I always really wanted one. And
I actually
really
had
just
one.
dated myself. But
I know. I actually had one.
Did you?
I remember they were so weird. They had this little like beak on them. I don't even know what the point of it was.
Did it talk to you? Was it like your little companion, like Ryan and like mini Ryan?
No, I don't think I ever like carried it around with me to the point where I was like, I need my Furby. But I did have one. We did have
Even
one.
though I don't have a kid, let me speak on behalf of the parents out there. I can just imagine it's a good thing they have an off button.
I know.
They have it now. They didn't have it when I was a kid.
Oh my gosh.
It would just start talking to you.
$70 to be just woken
Annoying.
at any random time because it wakes up. I wouldn't do
It
that.
sings and it dances and it talks to you.
Oh my God, not in the middle of the night.
And it's just randomly
It is
pops.
like you. It follows you around and just talks and dances.
Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's going
We
to do
invite you
it.
to join us at 6 on ABC 16.
We'll see you there.